Confession 1, Ash isn't always on. Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined in isolation by the great, a man I'm a huge fan of, Mr. Ash Williams. Welcome back to the podcast, my friend.
Sammy Peterson, thrilled to be with you. I just got the chills from that introduction.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that's a symptom of COVID-19, but I think I'm excited to be here.
You're excited. You're chilling. You're chilling, or you've got the chills? I'm worried about you now.
Both. The only way to truly chill is to have both.
That's true. True. I have heard that several times before. Ash, how are you keeping creative in these times? What have you been up to? Are you busy? Are you doing a lot of stuff? Are you making use of this isolation time?
Yeah, bro. You know, what do I do? I do push-ups in the morning. That's one thing I do.
That's great.
And, you know, you got to get your push-ups in. And then I've got this, I talk to my landlord every day. He's a fucking nightmare.
Just catching up, or what are you chatting to your landlord about?
Nah, we were always talking about the bins because he's obsessed with bins.
He's obsessed with bins. Okay.
And recycling.
Okay.
But,
anyone's bins in particular, your bins or his bins?
Well, he's in charge of recycling for the whole building.
Okay.
So every time I go out there, which is, you know, quite often, and he's always out there. And you know what he always says to me, Sam? Without fail, he goes, just the man I'm looking for. Now, the question I have for you is, why are you always looking for me every time? I mean, this is 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah. I would prefer something like here's trouble or something like that instead of, because he's always thinking about you. That means you're always on his mind every single time you walk around the corner.
I don't know whether he's senile and he just doesn't know that, like, what it means. And that's just his greeting.
Yeah.
He might say it to everyone. Just the person. But, like, get some new material, dude. And so anyway, we just do, you know, my days now, just I do recycling tests. So I walk out there with, you know, my recycling, and then he watches me. He's not hovering over me, but he's looking with a side eye from about 10 meters away. Social distancing, right? Yeah. And so, and then I pretend that I don't know that he's looking, and then I put it in. And then what he does that really annoys me, Sam, is that I'm about to put it in the bin, and he goes, nope, before I've even put it in the bin.
That's another one of his catchphrases.
Look, this is what I said to him. I said, you've convicted me of a crime before I've killed anyone.
Sure. Innocent until proven guilty, all that. Yeah.
At least let me kill the person, i.e. put it in the wrong recycling bin.
I hope you're not telling him, at least let me kill the person. Because that's,
no, I said that
you might get in trouble.
He doesn't get it. He does not get, like, analogies. He's 75.
Yeah.
He's cooked.
He's always looking for you. That's all we know.
Oh, just the man I'm looking for. But anyway, mate, they're my days at the moment. I just got into a fight at the tennis club. You know, because I can still play tennis in Sydney.
Okay.
I've got a place where I can play. A lot of people want to know where this court is.
Yep.
I won't be divulging that.
And don't at him, people. If you're listening, don't at Ash. He won't be telling you. He won't be divulging that sort of information.
Well, to play on those courts, Sammy, I had to blow a dude. I blowed... it was well worth it, actually. It was well worth it.
You blowed a dude?
Basically.
Just the man you're looking for? Okay.
No, I just had to talk to a guy that I didn't want to talk to. And it was the equivalent of giving a blowjob. It really was. I had to, like, go in there, hat in hand, pretend that I liked him. I just want his tennis court. But yeah, man, so...
Is it a private tennis court?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he knows that you're using it, or is it... Now he does, I guess, because you blowed him.
He knows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. He's said, you know, you can help yourself to the court and me. But no, I have another court that I use, but if that's booked up, then I go to my backup court.
Okay.
So in these COVID times, Sam, tennis courts are hard to come by. I mean, I don't think in Melbourne there are any courts
period.
like that you can play at.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Although that's a bold statement, Ash. I'm sure I've seen some. Yeah.
Well, we are talking over Skype or Zoom. And I thought there was a delay. I was like, and then I thought to myself, I better speak in a second. But no, mate. And how are you keeping, mate? Yeah, it's always good to talk to you.
Yeah, always great to talk to you. I'm at the moment, I'm keeping very busy with doing some extra podcasting because podcasting can't die because of COVID-19, Ash. It's not right. And you've got a great podcast as well, Ash, that I listen to all the time. It's such a funny podcast. And you're going to continue through these times, Ash? Nothing's going to hold you back?
Oh, look, mate, whether it's COVID-19 or COVID-20, we will continue with the Ash Williams show because I have nothing else to do. So, look, it's going to be coming at you. We've got some fun things happening. You know what?
Yeah.
I love your podcast too, by the way, Sam, and I'm not just saying that.
Oh, that's very good.
That's not the equivalent. Giving you a compliment is not the equivalent of blowing a dude.
Well, I don't even have a tennis club.
Well, just imagine if you did. But there are a couple of podcasts out there, and I'm not going to name names. And in COVID-19, they're now increasing their output too.
Yeah. Okay.
And to those podcasts, I say, please don't. Okay? Stick.
That's a PSA from Ash Williams. Please don't.
Stop it. Stop. You're already doing one too many. But look,
but you don't want me to stop mine. Is that what you're saying?
No. I love yours, Sam. I love everything about yours. I love your guests. I love the premise. It's fun, and you're a good dude, more importantly.
Wow, you're very kind, Ash, and you're one of my favorite guests I've ever had on, and I'm excited to have you back, Ash, because you're just the guy I was looking for to do this podcast with today. And I've got two confessions. Boom. Of course I brought it back. What a pro. Even in my own room, I'm still a pro, Ash. The first confession, Ash, comes from Amy. Amy writes, "This confession might get me in a little bit of trouble, so I best be careful here. I'm a rideshare driver. I started doing it on the side when I was going through a breakup and needed something to distract myself." So where at the moment, Ash, where do you think this confession could go? Where's your mind going at the moment? What do you think she's done? Because you've been in a lot of ride shares before. You've had great experiences that I know of in ride shares. Great conversation.
I tell you what,
great people.
Yeah, man. I love Ubers. I love Olas. They're not as trustworthy, but
do you
I still love an Ola. In Melbourne, I do. They've only just got to Sydney, DD. And they launched last week. Not a good time. Not a good time, DD. But where do I think this will go? I think it's going to get dark.
It's going to get dark?
Because she's set it up. She's given herself an excuse.
Sure.
As to why she may be a little bit more fluid with her morals.
Okay. Yeah. And that's exactly right, Ash, because she writes this. She says, "I started doing it on the side when I was going through a breakup and needed something to distract myself. I knew that there wasn't going to be much I could do to distract myself, but I wanted something better and more interesting to do with my life. So I decided maybe this was going to be the best thing to do for me. I wasn't doing it for the money really, but I heard the company can be good and a nice way to spend your time." Because Ash, who does ride sharing for money as a driver? You do it for the good times. Someone could puke in your car on a Saturday night, just good times.
You know what, Sam? I actually know a guy who does it for the enjoyment.
Really?
I met a guy in an Uber. Yeah, he said maybe he was full of shit because he kept saying to me, "You know, I don't need to do this for the money." And I was like,
when someone says that too much.
I know. It was like, he said it like 3 or 4 times in a song. I mean, that's more than like a Nova presenter. And then like, what I got from his vocation is that he's made money by doing drugs or selling.
By driving
drugs.
Ubers. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now he's like, I just need to get out of the house and then I'll get on my yacht. Quote. Anyway, back to...
Maybe he Ubers the yacht as well. It's a very small business.
It made no sense. Back to you. Back to you.
I've also always really liked driving, but I really had no idea what I was in for. I started driving after work just so I had a little routine again. One day in, gets this guy, a ridiculously attractive guy, and we instantly start flirting. He's lovely, really. And I still don't know why I did this, but I offered him a blowjob. So very similar to you on the tennis court, Ash. It's just straight in there, just offers him a blowjob straight away.
Love that.
At what, if a Uber driver offered you straight away, would you think it was some sort of hoax, Ash, or would you be up for it?
If an Uber driver offered me, guy or girl?
Girl. Imagine it's beautiful Amy.
Well, look, the good thing is, in theory, you don't have to ask for ID because they've already got their license. They're driving. They should be over 18.
Yep. You know who they are.
Yep. And if they're not, that's on Uber.
Your Honor. On Uber. Yep. Okay, that's true.
That's on them.
That's on Uber. Yeah.
My hands are clean.
Your hands are clean.
Right. Wow, so to speak. But I mean, look, man, if I was single, who wouldn't?
In an Uber.
I mean, come on. I probably would.
Yeah, I would too. So he accepted, of course. Of course he accepted. I parked in a very quiet, dark street and just went for it. Then I dropped him off later down the road. He was late, of course, but didn't seem to mind too much. I wouldn't mind, Ash. I think it'd be a great story for wherever you rock up. Apart from if you're going to your parents' place, it's a pretty good story to go, you'll never guess what happened on the way here. And so, unsurprisingly, this became what I did.
What?
Yeah. She's known as the Uber blowjob service. I would continue my services, and if I was attracted to the patient, I don't know why she doesn't need to call them patient, I would offer anything else after a bit of harmless flirting. I ended up fucking some, letting others eat me out, and that was how I was starting to get over my breakup. It's crazy, really, but I was surprised how easygoing men were when it came to sex. She shouldn't be surprised about that, Ash. That just goes without saying. They were all up for it. Every single one that I asked. And I was asking quite a few, by the way. So I haven't told anybody about it. I just couldn't. It's not really something I could bring up on the phone to one of my girlfriends. So I've kept that bottled up, and I really don't know what to do. So, Ash, that comes from Amy. She's confused about this. She can't tell her girlfriends because apparently she only talks to her girlfriends on the phone. They don't want to meet up with her. What do you think Amy does in this situation, Ash? She feels so guilty about it. Do you think she's having a good time? Everyone gets over breakups in a different way, I guess.
Yeah, look, man.
Not doing it.
Who am I to judge? Look, she's not doing it for the money, but she's still taking the money, more importantly. If you're really not doing it for the money, then don't
charge.
It's free.
Did you say that to your Uber driver the other week? Were you like, well, then don't take the money?
Yeah, I should have. I was still trying to put together the jigsaw puzzle of his lie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what a strange dude. But look, with Amy, I mean...
What do you do?
I mean, she's having a good time. She's getting eaten out, her words.
Yep.
And she's getting paid for that.
She's getting paid to be eaten out.
Let's look at it from the other perspective.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a silver lining for Amy.
Well, you can't stop a meter on an Uber, Ash. So she is just going for it. She's getting paid. Can't. She's having a good time. Because the patient, as she calls them, could easily stop and just pause the meter while they're going downtown. But she's going for it, and she is getting paid premium Uber bucks for this. So do you think there's nothing wrong with what she's doing? Because the guys are getting something out of it as well.
Hey, it's nothing wrong. The guys, I mean, you know what guys are like. And to anyone listening, if you don't, guys are pretty stupid. And anything to do with sex is usually a yes.
Yep.
You know? So especially if they're an NRL player, they're even dumber. But I think it is interesting that she called him a patient.
Yeah.
Or them patients. I mean, is she? I'm starting to worry about her now because like that's a pretty big misstep.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And maybe it's because she wants to believe in confidentiality and believes she has to call them patients to really have that.
Yeah, unless she's getting dressed up. I don't think she will be getting dressed up. I know a lot of girls who are into dress ups and,
As doctors or as Uber drivers?
Oh, yeah. Now that is a business. Uber drivers who are dressed up. Now we're talking.
It's like a lion or something. What were you going to say, Ash? I cut you off about you knew a girl that...
No, I was seeing a girl and it was pretty early days. And then she said to me, do you like dress ups?
Yeah.
And apropos of nothing, I was watching like TV. And then she's like, do you like dress ups? I go, yeah, I mean, I like dress ups. And she just walked off nonchalantly and came back 10 minutes later dressed as a nurse. And yeah, man, I mean, look, it was a shock.
It was a shock that she dressed up as a nurse? You think she was going to try something else? Or it was a shock that you didn't expect the dress up at all?
I didn't think it was going to be a sexual thing. I didn't think it was going to be like right then and there.
Right.
I mean, it's like, yeah, but I think she wanted to wear that for her.
Yeah.
So she was like, I've just ordered this. I really wanted to try it on. So I had to support that.
Sure. But if she was dressed up as a baby, you might go, "Oh, ease up." But maybe a nurse was. If she wanted.
That's interesting, though. Well, remember, a lot of guys like to act as babies in fetishes.
True. Yeah.
You put the diapers on.
Yeah.
You get spanked. It's pretty hot.
Have you ever met someone? Because Ash, and if you don't want to talk about it, because I have heard you talk about it a fair bit before in the tickling videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When it comes up like something like that, do you think there's an end to a fetish? Do you think that there would be something that you would say no to? Where do you draw the line with something like a fetish?
If I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Like if you have to be involved. Like, would you ever dress up as a baby or would you ever?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you would?
Absolutely. Yeah. But I wouldn't do like prostitution or sex working stuff, use the correct term for God's sake. But
wake up to yourself.
No, it's like Jesus.
Yeah.
No, but for me, the filter used to be, because, when I lived in LA, I was offered all of these really weird jobs. And, I was asked if I wanted to be a male prostitute. I went to all the meetings. You've got to like be passed like an FBI agent, and I got passed.
Yeah.
And then I was grappling with the idea for about a weekend, and I eventually said no, because for me, it's like, can you talk about it on stage or in a podcast, and is it funny? And if it's not that funny, then I just don't really see the point, unless you really need the money.
Yeah, which Uber drivers don't. And
exactly.
I mean, yeah. Do you think for something like this, Ash, because she's getting great pleasure out of it, she's enjoying herself, she's getting over an ex, do you think it's okay? Do you think she needs to tell anyone, or do you think she can just keep doing what she does?
Oh, I think she wants to share what she's up to, because it's actually pretty exciting.
Yeah. I
mean, that is a wonderful story stacked on top of another story. She's got like 20... Who knows how many wonderful stories. And the good thing about stories, and the best thing about stories, is you want to share them.
Yeah.
So she wants to share the story. I don't think it's more about, I don't know, she's probably lonely too, man. She's got to let someone into this secret world that she's created.
Yeah. And maybe, Amy, if you are listening and you want to give us a shout out on the podcast, if any listeners want to know where Amy is to get a great Uber ride somewhere.
Could you imagine?
God, imagine
if someone did ask me, you would just go, "Come again," and then
you go, "Pardon? No, I said the bottle shop." She goes, "Blowjob," and you go, "I think bottle shop. I'm going to the bottle shop."
Hang on. So if the girl said to me, I'd actually be a little bit scared.
Really?
I said it. Look, I wouldn't be a straight yes. I'd be like, yeah. I'd ask some like qualifying questions. I'd be like, do you ask everyone?
Yep.
If she said yes, that's a straight no. Sorry. If it was like 75%, I can handle that. But if it's...
I love it that it's a percentage with you as well, Ash. It's like 75%. 74? Cool. 75? No way.
It just can't be everyone. Have
Yeah.
some standards.
Yeah.
And
also, you want to feel good about yourself, Ash. That comes back to your self-respect. You're like, are you asking
absolutely.
everyone? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't feel special, Sam.
No, you want to feel special. Well, I love that this confession has come back to you and I feeling special in the back of an Uber. That's all it comes back to.
Well, you just want to feel like there's a connection. Yeah. And if it's just a carte blanche offer to every Tom, Dick and Harry, pardon the pun, then it's bloody not interested.
I'm not interested. Well, great. I think we solved Amy's problem. Ash, because I got one more confession that comes from Chris. Chris writes, I did it ages ago, but I still feel bad about it. Basically, I stole my girlfriend's DVD player when I moved out. I really needed one at the time, and she wasn't going to need it. I watch DVDs all the time, so he sounds like a cool guy, Ash. Just didn't own the player. Anyway, the breakup was pretty bad anyway, so I just took it. I'm kind of a big DVD guy, so I love it how he just keeps explaining. He loves a DVD. And I really hope this has been written in the last few months.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm assuming this, I think this was like 6 years ago when this was written, but I like to think. So
just
what?
Quickly, because Sam, you're a guy who would know about DVDs, and I say that with love.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that you had to qualify that.
Well, no, but like, what is the upside of a DVD as opposed to, obviously you get the director's cut, but is there something in terms of quality or experience that's better?
See, I always thought a DVD was a lot higher quality. I was always more into DVDs and owning a DVD, like a physical DVD. But now that Netflix and Stan and all these great streaming services are around, I don't see the point of a DVD player anymore.
No.
But our good friend, our mutual friend, Tony Martin, he is a huge DVD guy and a huge Criterion fan, but he is now even getting on to the world of Netflix.
Yeah.
So, if Tone's on it, so a lot of people now are getting on the streaming bandwagon. So maybe it's about this guy actually physically holding a DVD and putting it into the player. Maybe that's what he's about.
It is fun. Well, you've got the foreplay. There's a bit more foreplay to it.
Yep.
Get it out. Put it in.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you got to put it back in its case. That's kind of like, I'll give you a call. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's getting out of the Uber with Amy saying 5 stars.
Oh, mate.
All right. So
I love Amy.
Love Amy. So I'm kind of a big DVD guy. Just love it. But when I took it, she asked me if I had it when we were both in our new places. I said no, and she called up and abused the removal company. She told them that they were thieves and just came to general blows with them. She can be pretty fiery like that. So we kind of understand why now Chris and her broke up.
Yeah.
She called me the next day to tell me that she got someone fired after the incident. And she told me how happy she was that something had been done. Now I feel awful. I don't know whether I should call the company and tell them what really happened or just keep my trap shut forever. Seems a bit weird to come clean now, but is the damage already done? Should I tell my ex-girlfriend, lol, the truth? Would hate her to be spreading nasty things about the removalists. They don't deserve this. All right, so that comes from Chris. So what do you think, Ash? You take something in a breakup, you take something. I don't think that's that bad. I think people do that all the time.
Yeah.
I once took a Nando's table. I had my ex-girlfriend had a Nando's table number. The really big roosters, the old ones.
Oh, I love them. Yeah.
And she had one of those, and I took that in the breakup.
Yeah.
And she said that was fine. We didn't.
Yeah,
I owned up to it though.
Yeah, you're a gentleman.
I steal something, but I say that I'm going to. You're a gentleman.
No. It's like if you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you get caught.
Yeah,
own
absolutely.
That. And I think if you're going to steal something in a breakup, it's got to be in that first 24, 48-hour zone.
Yeah.
It's like a missing persons report. It's like if they don't catch you within then you're good.
They're gone forever.
Get it done.
Yeah.
They're gone forever.
Yeah.
So, Well, what did I steal? Geez, I tell you what, mate.
You stole some stuff.
This is one of my. I've mentioned this before, but an ex-girlfriend of mine, we broke up, and she went through the cupboards and went through the house, and she stole the old El Paso taco kit.
I was going to mention this because I've heard this on Team Effort before. So she stole the El Paso taco kit.
That went in the bag. She packed up all her stuff, and in there was the old El Paso taco kit.
And that's not right.
That she gave to me as a gift.
What a wonderful gift.
Well, a wonderful gift, but you don't take it back.
No.
And I was quite looking forward to it. And she took the NutriBullet too, which was also a gift. So it's like she really wanted to hurt me.
Yeah.
And she accomplished that. So, I mean, look, this was about 5 years ago. Clearly, I haven't moved on, but.
So you take something, Ash, in a breakup, things go missing all the time, but now someone else has been hurt, a removalist has been hurt, he's lost his job. Yeah, and imagine if this was in COVID-19, losing your job in these current circumstances, Ash, it's not good. What do you think he should do in this situation? What does Chris do?
Just on that, I don't think it would be as bad if it was COVID-19 because everyone's losing their job.
Sure.
So you can rationalize that with yourself more. It's like, well, everyone's losing their job. Bad luck. But he really likes the removalist company. He's obsessed.
It seems like he does.
Why is he now trying to be the best bloke in the world? You know, you stole the DVD player.
Yeah. You've been a bad guy.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about the removalist, you think? Do you think that's too far gone to worry about a removalist company?
I've got to tell you, his ex-girlfriend sounds like good fun.
Yeah.
Because she knows, you know, she knows all the plays. She's a few steps ahead of Chris, to be honest. Like, we know she's fiery. Love that. Yeah. And then she's thrown in this curveball to Chris that, like, I called up the company and the removalist got fired. Yeah. She would have known that Chris is a moral guy and he's going to now have these quagmire dilemmas.
Yeah.
You know, so she's a champ and she wins this round. Chris is now.
Oh, you think she won?
Absolutely.
You think Chris is a bit of a dead shit?
Yeah, well, he watches a lot of DVDs and I wonder who broke up with who. Did she say that? Or did he say that?
No, he doesn't. Yeah, but I reckon she ended it.
100%. Because if he broke up with her, he wouldn't have taken the DVD because he would have felt bad.
Yeah.
She's dumped him.
Yeah.
He's like DVD player under the arm.
Yeah.
Without her seeing.
I love the thought that maybe he only stole the DVD player and no DVDs. So he's just got nothing to watch. He's just sitting there worrying about a removalist. It kind of makes you think Chris doesn't have a lot going for himself.
No.
He's just thinking about a company.
Yeah, that's why he empathizes with the removalists. Because that's his dream.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think Chris just needs to move on and he just needs to get on with his life?
Yes. You can't be, you know, you did the wrong thing or the right thing.
Sure.
Don't try and get an even number on this one. I mean, just move on, bro.
Yeah.
You got a DVD player, go and find a new girl. And if you really want to be a good guy, find the guy, find out who was fired, and help him get a job.
Yeah.
Okay, take your girlfriend out of this.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be involved. Maybe give him a nice pay for a ride share with lovely Amy.
There you go.
Show him a good time.
Or, that's nice. Or maybe Chris could become a ride share driver.
Yeah.
And then give the guy who was fired a free ride with the generous Amy offer.
That's so nice. That's a great idea. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we've solved both of those problems today on the podcast. Ash, if people want to find you in these times, Ash, how do they find your podcast?
Well, I was going to say, if you want to find me, I'm at the Bondi Beach Backpackers. I'm the only one here without COVID-19. So
amazing.
Come in. You'll need to wash your hands. But no. My podcast, Ash Williams Show. Get it on all of your social media, blah, blah, blah. Ash Williams 1 on social media. That's it. Patreon, if you want to donate to Patreon, it's just patreon.com/Ash Williams Show. And I upload all of this like covert, secret videos, Sam.
Yeah.
So videos I've had on my laptop that no one's ever seen. I do one a week. So.
Amazing. Are you still doing some foot stuff? Are there any more foot photos that are coming out at the moment? No. Is he slowed down?
Bro. No. There's a guy who writes to me every day. But I'm just sick of it. To be honest, I'm sick of his shit. I said to him 2 days ago, I said, stop wasting my fucking time.
Yeah.
Because he's always obsessed with buying me dinner. He goes, can I buy you dinner? Yeah. And we did this for about 6 months, Sam, and he'd transfer, I'd wire you $50, but then you've got to take a photo with your dinner, with your feet, right? And that sounds like a good deal, but it gets tiresome.
Yeah. Oh, he's not buying dinner to have with you. He's buying dinner separately.
No, I've never met the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
So
alarm bells.
I think he's married with kids.
Is he really?
Yeah, not even a joke.
Wow. Yeah.
I've just nothing wrong with that, but he's I probably got about $1,000 off him total.
Wow. Well, that maybe is a fetish that when we're talking before about fetishes where you draw the line. Because of the annoyance.
No, I wanted to do more. This is
the
thing. I said to him, it's $200 now.
Yeah.
And I pitched him a brand new idea where I cover my feet in whipped cream, right? And underneath the whipped cream is a caricature of a celebrity.
Oh, wow.
And I rub off a bit of cream.
Yeah.
Every 10 seconds, and you've got to try and guess who the celebrity is.
That's a fun game. Burjo didn't do that.
So, you know what? Maybe I should just do that anyway.
That's a great idea. That's so funny. That'd be a great cameo video.
Maybe I'll just do that on my Instagram or something.
That's so funny.
You want to make money from it. I mean, fuck. I'm the opposite of the Uber driver. I don't need the money. I mean, I do need the money, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, man. So
look you up. Look you up on that. Ash Williams, and look up the Ash Williams podcast. It's the Ash Williams show, sorry. It is one of the funniest podcasts out there. And you are absolutely one of my favorite people. And I'm very happy that you came back on the podcast. So I hope you come back on real soon, Ash.
Mate, whatever you want, mate. Sam, seriously, I'm just here in the bunker. So just whatever you want, mate. Love talking to you. And yeah, mate, congrats on everything you're doing.
You're the best. Thanks, Ash. I'll talk to you soon.
No worries, bro.